Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Winnie and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Winnie's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivations that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any little adjustments that are needed, mostly to remind Winnie that whatever it is she's doing, you're not liking and you want her to correct herself. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. I'm going to send you home with a couple different training collars, and I want you to pick and choose when you use each collar. Now, she's sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Winnie, heel. Now at this point, Winnie has a job to do. That is to keep her head up, to stay more focused on you than she is on anything that's going on around her. And each time that Rich stops his feet, she has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And you see how focused she is on Rich. She's looking up at him for direction. And that's what I want for you. I want her to be focused on you, paying attention to you and ignoring the distractions, which I know is extremely hard on the islands at this time of year, but this is what I want for you. Nice automatic sit, and the next command that Rich is going to demonstrate is the sit stay. Stay is a hand and voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, we do not use her name. It's the one-word firm command to stay, and we don't want her to drop her head because that's a distraction. So Rich told her no, walked her out of it, told her to stay again. When he returns back to her, he's going to walk all the way around her, which is another distraction, back to heel and praise for a good job. We all really have fallen in love with Winnie. I think being exposed to a lot of different people, not only on property but off property, has really done a world of good for her. Stay. Rich leaves her in a sit stay and turns to face her. And you're going to lengthen out the amount of time and the distance. And this is the come on command, and she comes and sits. And you can see her tail has not stopped wagging since we came out here. She's beautifully trained and she's done a great job. And she's happy to do it. This gives her something to do to please you and to keep her skills in check. And she looks up at Rich every single time for that approval. Stay. He leaves her in a sit stay again and turns to face her. And this time, instead of returning back to her, he calls her, and he uses his leash as a guide to bring her right in front and sit. So no jumping on your legs, scratching your legs if you have shorts on. When she comes to get praise, she should sit. This is the down from a heel position. So with her seated at your left, you take your flat of your left palm, push it straight down toward the ground and say down. Your long down stay can also be practiced indoors. And Rich corrected her for sniffing, because that's a distraction. She should focus. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her just as he did on the sit stay. He praises her verbally for a good job. And you can see she's nothing but personality. I could take her home, and I don't say that about many dogs that come here. So that's your down from a heel position and stay. And again, when you're practicing at home, you're going to time it and add about 5 seconds a day. Rich calls her out of that down stay. She comes in and sits. And the very last command that we're going to demonstrate for you is you're down from a distance. And in the beginning, I would recommend that you practice indoors more than outdoors, although the healing when you're outdoors has to be. That was perfection. So we've demonstrated for you all of Winnie's formal on-leash obedience command. We've done nothing but try to improve her confidence, her ability to focus on us versus everything else that's going on around her. We've had strangers pet her. We've had her in stores. We've done our best to keep this girl socialized and to make her more socialized. We want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company and trusting us with your precious Winnie.